What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great day today. Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we have Lydia the Deathsiren. Today is my first impressions of her. So I just pulled her during the last CVC. I got the faction wars done, got 3 stars, everything, stage 21, all of them. Got Lydia, and this is not going to be a full champion guide, but this will be my first impression. So we're going to go over a couple things, but we won't go over everything, and I won't give her like, a complete rating review at the end because I haven't really tried her out fully just yet. But I have tried her out just a bit, and we're going to go over all that right now. So here's my first thoughts, my first impressions of Lydia the Deathsiren, legendary support character of the Dark Elves. I would say when I first started playing the game, I had no intentions of playing the game long term. I never thought I'd see a Lydia the Deathsiren. She's one of the hardest champions to get in the game, one of the longest ones. You have to go through the most stuff to kind of get to her, besides Ramantu, Drake's Blood. And, she's just a big journey here. And the first, I would say, 4 months of the game, I was playing free-to-play, and I had no intentions of doing anything besides getting to level 50 to help out with a referral code for a friend. I was just trying to unlock the rewards for them, and I was kind of grinding every single day. And one of my first things I would sit there and take care of every single day and work towards right before the resets would be my faction wars. I would always be trying to grind out new characters for the different factions, trying to get the faction wars done for that day, trying to get some glyphs, and trying to level up my gear, always pushing forward a little bit by a little bit by a little bit by a little bit. And that put me in a very good spot for when I wanted to actually play the game seriously and start working towards Lydia the Deathsiren. So now that I've gotten her, here's my thoughts. All right, first things first, we're going to take a look at her stats. She has pretty high base HP, very low base attack, decent defense, and pretty high speed. Not to mention decent resistance and no accuracy whatsoever. So the first thing we realize about her is she's a support legendary dark elf. Now, her being a support, I'm questioning what kind of damage she can do right off the bat. I want to know if she can do damage. If she's not going to do damage, then I'm going to have to build her some other way. So her A1 right here, Oppression. Let's go over the kit just super fast. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a fear debuff for 1 turn, has a 75% chance of increasing the duration of any poison sensitivity debuffs by 1 turn. The passive effect, she's going to attack with this for every single time that somebody tries to apply a freeze, stun, fear, true fear, or petrification debuff on an ally. And then the first attack will target the attacker, while all extra hits will attack random enemies. Can only attack each enemy once. So she'll kind of go like bam, 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 bam if she gets like an AoE trying to hit everybody. It goes up to 100% chance for the fear and the poison sensitivity increase. A2 is what is really special. And you'll notice too that these are attack-based attacks. So her base attack is super low, but she's using that attack to do damage. So that was what I was really curious about. Can she do damage right off the bat? Can she do damage? Because we're going to have to build her a certain kind of way if she can, and then we're going to have to build her a different kind of way if she can't. So Siren's Wail is where she's really special, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff and a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. That's both of the big ones in the game. And then also places a 25% strengthen buff and a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. As if the first 2 weren't enough, she has this extra buff right here, strengthen, which is one of the best in the entire game, and increased speed, which is just too amazing. And this is booked up to 100% chance. Super nice. All I gotta do is get the accuracy up. And then the A3, nullification, attacks one enemy 2 times. The first hit has a 75% chance of placing a 25% poison sensitivity debuff for 2 turns. Second hit is a 75% chance of placing a block buffs and a block active skills debuff for 2 turns. I mean, this is like some of the best stuff in the entire game. There's very few champs in the game that do poison sensitivity. Now she does, and then the block buffs and block active skills is very, very nice for just about anywhere in the entire game. So her passive skill is where things get super interesting. Death Hold passive denies enemy revive attempts. This works even if this champion is dead. This champion is alive when an enemy revive is denied, revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. Grants an extra turn instead if there are no dead allies. This champion is dead when an enemy revive is denied, revives this champion with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. Wow. The 9-turn cooldown, so it's super long, but you can unbook it or book it for -2 cooldowns, up to 7 turns. Very nice. Now, this is a game changer right here. Go check out the aura increases ally resistant arena battles by 100. So she's a nice lead for the arena, but a very defensive, tanky, go second team type 1. So my initial instincts were, let's throw her into some arena teams. Let's throw her into Doom Tower waves. Let's basically start throwing her into very hard content. I want to use her in Hydra Boss. I want to use her in places where all those things make sense. So the decreased defense, weaken, debuffs on the same skill is so nice. Very few champs in the game have it. That's one thing you want to take advantage of, and that can be applied literally anywhere in the game. So for the arena, what I was thinking is, okay, what team is she going to fit on for me? Where am I going to put her at? How are we going to try her out and make some use of her? So the first thing I thought of was, well, if I put her on my Go First team with Arbiter as a speed lead, she's going to need to do some, basically, the same role as I would put Madame Ceres on my team at the moment, because she drops a decreased defense, Lydia drops a decreased defense, but in addition to that, the weaken as well. Now the problem with that is Madame Ceres does a buff strip before she applies those debuffs, and she also applies decreased attack as well, which you'll have to find in a different kit from someone else. Now, if you don't have somebody to buff strip, especially something like a block debuffs buff, where you want to strip that so you can apply that decreased defense. So if you don't have a buff stripper to put ahead of her, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Thankfully, I do, and the one I have is Gurgo the Augur. Now, there's a couple in the game, so you don't have to go with Gurgo. I'll probably go over a couple options here, like Cythalia is another one that's pretty nice. You could even just go with Madame Ceres if you don't have anybody else. So what I did was I put her with Arbiter, Gurgo the Augur, Lydia Deathsiren's in the third spot. We have her applying the decreased defense and weaken, and also doing a little bit of damage, and then Trunda coming in to basically clean it all up. Now, originally, I was using a bunch of low-level gear in the arena when I was recording these videos. Right now, the arena is so broken, I can't even record a video against an actual defense. I got to go to like 3 versus 3s, find somebody worthwhile. But at the moment, we don't need her to be super damagey at the moment, because she's really just there to apply the debuff and deny the enemy revive attempts, which is very, very nice. So there's an occasion where like Trunda doesn't wipe out the entire team, like where maybe they have a Canderfawn, they have a Duchess, so you go drop the bomb on him and get weak hit on the Canderfawn. He's protected from the AoEs with the Veil. He's got the Duchess passive going for him. He doesn't die, and then Duchess tries to revive somebody, and then boom, denied. Love this passive. So the passive is very, very cool, even as an offensive team. Not just as a defensive team, but as an offensive team. Now, defensive teams, I was thinking, wow, where do I put her at? Now, if I put her into my Krisk, Angar, Hegemon, Calvalax team, I'm going to have to remove somebody. And out of all those people, I think the one I'd probably want to remove first and foremost is Calvalax. So Calvalax applies 4 poison debuffs to start the fight. And then what he does after that is he has a speed lead aura. Now, if I take him out of the speed lead aura spot, then I'm going to have to replace him with somebody in the lead. And the only leads right there that I can use are now Lydia Deathsiren and Hegemon. So Hegemon brings the increased crit rate, and Lydia Deathsiren brings the increased resistance, and she makes the obvious choice for the lead. So we'll use her in the lead. We use Krisk, and we'll use Angar as our main, like, Angar is the type of dude who, as long as he drops the bomb, everybody's going to die for the most part against the teams I run him against. So as long as Krisk and Lydia and everybody keeps him alive to drop the bomb, everything's all good. So losing the speed kind of hurts because it slows him down. He's not going to be able to take his turn as fast. But being extra tanky possibly did help him get through the waiting stage there to be able to drop the bomb. And Lydia Deathsiren here with the A2 being able to decrease defense, weaken as well. Weaken would be new because Calvalax does not have a weaken. What we do lose is the poisons. The other thing we lose, or gain, my bad, the other thing we gain is the strengthen buff, which was never there before. So Angar never had a strengthen buff, Krisk never had a strengthen buff, and Hegemon never had a strengthen buff. Now they will, and that's going to be possibly a game changer, especially the increased speed as well. So increased speed buff's going to be nice, especially to get Angar's turn. Now, in the Doom Tower, Lydia was immediately a boon because in the wave, like Doom Tower waves, where you're climbing up the tower. There's so many times where an enemy will try to revive somebody, and just having her deny that attempt is game changing, literally, because she's going to stop that one attempt, and that's, could be the difference between that team coming back and beating you, or that team just staying dead and never getting another chance to revive anybody and you completing that wave. So as you go through the rounds, Lydia is really, really nice. And she's over here blocking the skills of at least one person, also blocking buffs, debuff. And if you have a buff spreader, or sorry, a debuff spreader, like Vizier Ovelis or Tahanarak, anybody like that could do something like that, those buffs can be spread to everybody else. So not quite an AoE, but can function like an AoE with the right setup. The A2 is just super nice. I mean, decreased defense and weaken on Doom Tower waves, or just anywhere in the game, period, is very, very nice with that strengthen and increased speed buff. So having her on the Doom Tower waves has been extremely beneficial already. And just having her in dungeon runs, period, I think she's an absolute game changer. I think anyone who can't find a spot for her on their teams is not really trying very hard, and should take a look at her a little closer, because she's doing a lot of things in the game that nobody else does, and doing it all in one very nice put together package. So whether it's arena offense, I found a spot for, replacing Madame Ceres for the most part. And also you could be using Madame Ceres and her in tandem together. No problem doing that. And arena defense, same thing. Found her a nice little spot on my Angar team with Krisk and Hegemon. And then, that's going to help, these guys that die like Hegemon in the battle revive. It's also going to help, the guys like Angar stay alive a little longer and do a little more damage, because man already does insane things in the arena. It's crazy. And in Doom Tower waves as well. All right, last but not least, let's go over her gear, artifacts, masteries, and books. So I got her in Cruel gear. The base attack is so low that I tried to get as much attack percentage on it as possible to increase it up. I got to find some better gear though, because I'm not able to find enough stats to get her crit rate to cap and to get her attack very high at all. She is pretty fast, at least relatively speaking, for my account. She's not meant to go first or second, so she is meant to go third on my offensive team. So she doesn't need to be, completely up to like 300 speed or nothing like that. We got her about 300 accuracy, and it's enough to land debuffs some of the times. It definitely can be improved, so I'm going to want to improve her resistance, her accuracy, her crit rate, her speed, and her attack. So we're going to get her way up. Now, I'm also going to swap this gear out and try her into like a really tanky type gear set, where for that Angar team, where I'm going to have her just kind of, just staying alive to drop the debuffs, be super fast, super tanky, and then, keep the revives going as well, just in case anybody dies, or to deny the enemy team. As far as the skills go, we've got her fully booked up. I just booked her up in this last CVC, like yesterday, it's the day before. And then masteries, I got her into an offensive set and support. So we got her down all the way to Helm Smasher, because I want to say that, when it comes to the arena offense, arena defense, when it comes to my teams, like my Angar team, they lack a little bit of DPS. It's like what they're really missing. So the decreased defense, decreased weaken, debuffs on the enemies is going to help out a lot. We already had decreased defense from Krisk, but the weaken will help, and any little bit of additional DPS is what we need. So we'll go with the Helm Smasher here. You guys definitely don't copy the same, masteries if you guys are using her for some other purpose. She's very specifically built for my team. When it comes to my Trunda team, they don't require any extra DPS at all. They already got it all taken care of. Trunda lays to smack down. So having Lydia with a little bit of extra DPS, like, softens them up just a little bit. That's why we have the shield breaker here. But we don't require it for the offensive team. It's the defensive team, that the Go Second team, that really requires, the extra DPS. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take it easy. Good luck in your faction wars. Good luck in getting Lydia the Deathsiren. If you guys already got her, let me know how you guys feel about her in the comment section below. If you guys don't, let me know how close you guys are to getting her. So you guys have a great one. Take it easy. Peace.